happening, my brother?
Everything good. How you?
I'm feeling good. And welcome to the Mental Margarita Show.
Hi.
We got DJ Epps. And
What
hold on.
up?
Listen, we're talking about legendary. Like me and this guy, we go back in the glory days of Miami when you had Night Breeders Entertainment. I mean, you were just killing the clubs from South Beach. I mean, all over Kendall. I mean, you just name it, just everywhere. And
Sly.
uh,
Go ahead. Let me not interrupt. Go ahead.
I mean, just think about it. 210 Jack. I remember the flyers. I remember the just the supporters. You know what I loved about you is that you were always so humble, but you always had this glow, this shine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but you were humble though. You know what I mean? And you were so popular because you were like, there was only a few people that were doing what you were doing at such a high level.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
just the crew, the people around you, everybody that you had around you, everybody was so cool. 210 was always just so hospitable and just so, it's just the energy, the vibe, man. And then when it comes to rocking a party, come on, man. DJ knows how to rock a party.
Sly, man,
How
I
you
appreciate
feeling,
those
my
words,
dude?
man. I'm good, man. I appreciate those words, man. And to know that, you know, I'm still rocking the clubs. I'm still holding it down and still humble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's I appreciate those words, man, because you know, the only difference from back in the days and now, and you know, sometimes I look at the mirror and I'm asking how I'm still doing it, is that I'm doing it by myself.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Nothing against 210 Jack, you know what I mean? That's my boy, that's my bro, you know what I mean? You know, it was just an era, you know what I mean? It was time for, you know, he grown, I got married, you know, it was just movement, you know? But to still be in the game and still dominate it by myself. And when I say by myself, like, I'm not gonna, you know, I don't want to sound like, you know, it's like after the pandemic, the world done changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, believe it or not, I got rid of 20 personal friends because,
Wow.
they done switched. Yeah, they done switched up on me. So, you know, I find myself promoting myself, you know, pushing myself, booking myself, managing myself. And it's hard because you know, I'm balancing it with a family. Some DJs are just still fucking bitches out in the South Beach, and they just don't know how to learn how to grow and adapt.
Right.
So, you know, it's good to know that I'm still holding down the fort in this era. And you know, we still moving. We keep it moving.
You know what? You keep it moving, and let's talk about it, because when you're in a position where you have to make adjustments, because life is all about adjustments, and you're looking at certain things and you're saying to yourself, you know, what am I going to do to move forward? What am I going to do to constantly keep elevating? How was that for you, being, you know, you got personal friends that you probably known for years? How was that for you to make that decision? And was it real tough for you to make?
No, not really, because one of my models from way back in the days is, come January 1st, I tell myself, what am I gonna do different this year? That,
right,
you know, every year, January 1st, I look in the mirror, what am I gonna do different this year that I didn't get to do last year or ever in my life? So I think that's one of the things that keeps me moving, motivated, working. And while I'm doing that, I'm praying to God, and God is just, you know, delivering me the right places, the right things, and you know, I thank Him for that.
You know, and that's good. And that's good for the audience to know because, you know, there's so many people that are aspiring to be the next DJ Epps. And, you know, having the right people around you. And sometimes it means not having the right people around you. But as long as you got God in your life, you're never alone. Now, you know, I've gone through, you know, a lot of stuff in the music industry and
Mm-hmm.
managed to persevere.
Mm-hmm.
But us taking it back, when you think about Miami, what was your start? How did you even get into this business in the first place? How did it
Well,
start for you?
well, you know, my love for it started in New York because I'm from like Spanish Harlem. So, you know, I saw the turntables. I hear Flex and Red Alert and WBLS. I hear it. I see Ed Lover and Dr. Dre with the turntables. So I was just putting everything together. But at a young age, it was hard for me to move in New York City, going to 5 boroughs. So when my mom decided to move to Miami, it was, I want to say, a perfect timing because, you know, at that time, I was one of the first to come out there and really give a full DJ impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before me, I would say it was Waggy T and Uncle Al. Like
Wagging T.
yeah, you know, that's who I when I came from New York, that's who I kept watching and who kept popping up in my face. And
Yeah.
then Uncle Al, you know, he was always in the hood, and the hood would bring me to him, and you know, we would vibe, and you know, so that's what was going on. But as I'm walking down South Beach, I'm just recognizing there ain't no hip hop parties. There ain't no dominant home for us. You know
Right.
what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Um, so you know, creating the Sugar Shack,
Oh
Free-
God.
Freaky Friday, and
Oh, Freaky Fridays.
Club Cream. You know what I mean? You know,
Cream.
creating these parties with certain individuals that I trusted. That's what impacted DJ Epps. Well, before all of that, I'm gonna be honest with you. I started swerving through and doing parties at the Rathskeller and going with the college kids, and I wasn't even in college. So you know what I mean? That was awesome. So that led me to South Beach, and that led me to create a hip hop party. And as we was doing that, Sly, you saw it. You saw it. Chris Pacello would say, "Yo, I need you in the hip hop room for Fat Black Pussycat."
That's right, man.
You know what I mean? How can I be down? All these artists will walk on South Beach, and the minute they hear hip hop walking around 12th and Washington,
They're like,
they ain't going
what?
nowhere. They ain't going nowhere else. They come in the Epps. They come rock with Epps. They'll come rock in the DJ booth with me and everything else. So that's how that happened. So
Right.
while that's happening, now you got, you know, Puff Daddy in the booth with me. You got Biggie Smalls in the booth with me. You got Jerry Seinfeld. You got Michael Jordan. All types of caliber
All
of
time.
artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yo, listen, man. The list goes on. Them guys was in my parties. So you know, and Sly, I never beat my chest about it. You know, you'll
Right.
probably hear it in a documentary soon or something like that. But
Right.
I was the first hip hop DJ to bring that mainstream hip hop party on South Beach.
You were. You were.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and after that, you know, came the other DJs, the other clubs. So, that it's a great feeling, and I keep that close to my heart because I know it, and people like you know it, and
And
that
I
means a lot to
do.
me.
And I
Mm-hmm.
do. And I want to vouch for it. And I think that, you know, being that this is the 50th anniversary of hip hop,
Mm-hmm.
when you look at Miami and, you know, the culture and the impact that it's made on the genre, you know, there you gotta pay close attention to the timeline when South Beach was really starting to pop because a lot of things were changing in the music business. And here you were a pioneer. Because I mean, like, we had an influx of all kinds of artists coming to South Beach.
Oh no, don't get it twisted. When it came to Miami, when it came to the South, we helped blow up Puff, Buster,
Yes, yes.
Beat Nuts, Wu Tang, Eminem, mainly 50 Cent. Like 50 called me. 50 knew
Yeah,
I was a man out here, and he called me to fucking hold down his shit out here.
is
So
that crazy?
yeah, I'm very responsible for all of that. You know what I mean? You know, and just only a few gave me plaques for what I've done. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's lovely.
And that's giving me my flowers. That's showing me love. But believe it or not, you know, I'm still missing a Rick Ross plaque. I'm still missing a Flow Rider pack, Pitbull, Uncle Luke,
The list goes
Trina.
on, right?
Listen. I done named 5 Miami legends, and none of them sent me a plaque.
Not yet. Not yet.
Isn't that and we're in 2023.
We're in 2023.
That's a problem, Sly. That's a problem.
They're gonna be in Vegas, and they're gonna see the Mental Margarita show. Rick Ross, you know I love you, Rick Ross. We go back. When you see this, man, we want the plaque sent. We need the plaque.
Now, at this point, I don't care about the plaque because already. Remember when I told you the pandemic done changed people?
Yeah.
Even before that and after that, if you never sent me a plaque, you never kept it true with me.
Right. That's deep.
You want to go keep it true with other DJs? No problem. But that one nigga that you came to at 103.5 The Beat to blow up your record?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that was me. And never got even a thank you card. I'm not complaining. I don't care. But, you know, these are the things that motivate me to keep on moving, Sly. Like, you know what I mean?
So important.
You know?
So important.
And watch who I mess with, because this hip-hop game is funny. It's really funny.
Oh, gosh. Hey, believe me, I know all the politics, DJ Epps. And you know one thing I've also learned in life? That sometimes in life, the person that you've observed your whole life or a portion of your life that you may have not have like done something with exclusively might be the person that you're going to do something with 20 years. Hey, look, me and you were admirers of each other as far as career-wise and things that we were doing and trying to push the culture forward in Miami. And now here we are in 2023, and we're sitting here talking, man. It's just a blessing. And I'm just so happy to hear that your health is good. Your family is good, brother.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool. Yeah, definitely. You know, and you're absolutely right, man. You know, I always wanted to be at an LL concert. I always wanted to meet LL. I always wanted to probably, you know, just, you know, I would wear my sweatpants with the one leg up like LL.
Right.
We all had a LL admiration, you know what I mean? And for now, the man picks up the phone and say, I want to give you a contract. And I'm one of his DJs, and we rocking the bells and festivals and all that stuff.
Tell me about this. Tell me about this. The audience needs to know. So we did the South Beach thing. You're a legend. You're in my book. And so as we're moving forward, COVID hits. You're changing your whole operation. How did this LL Cool J Rock the Bells affiliation happen?
You know, LL did not own the rights to the name Rock the Bells.
Okay.
So he right before the pandemic, I want to say he was in the process of in court fighting for the name, and he won. He got it.
Yeah,
so
I heard about that.
Yeah, so once he got it, you know, out. I think it was the Heat on Sirius XM. No, what was it? Backspin. Okay. The Backspin channel on Sirius XM changed to Rock the Bells, and LL, you know, that's his station now. And as he's growing, he's slowly adding pieces to the puzzle that will help make, you know, this situation pop. You know, of course, he added the Roxanne Shante, Cool V, Mr. C. Yeah, you know what I mean? Too Short, Bun B. And, you know, while the pandemic was hitting and I'm on my live 24/7 like D-Nice, you know.
You were rocking the set, right?
I was rocking it, but Prince Marky D, rest in peace, our brother, Prince Marky D.
Right. Oh gosh, yeah.
He told LL, listen, man, if you're gonna set this Rock the Bells radio, if you want a DJ, you need to hit up Epps. So LL hits me up, and he was doing a project called All Day City Miami, where the radio station would just highlight on all Miami, whether it's Uncle Luke, Rick Ross, the cities, whatever, all Miami. Laz did a mix. I did a mix. I think Khaled did a mix. I think Irie did a mix. And, it was great. But for some reason, he gravitated to my mix, my show.
Wow.
And he called me the next day and was like, man, that mix, that show was phenomenal. You're very different. I love your energy, excuse me. And I want to just offer you a contract to be part of Rock the Bells Radio and whatever show you want to do. And we talked for a minute and to get to know each other. And we came around ideas, and I told him straight up, I was like, listen, man, Rock the Bells 24/7 is going to be all about old school. Why don't you just put me on the weekend on Saturday nights and let me get everybody ready for the club? You know what I mean? Also drop a reggaeton track here, or a reggae track here, or a Haitian song right there, just to culture up everybody. You know what I mean? And he just loved the idea, and he gave me a contract, gave me my own show. And, it's been 2 years now, 2.5. And yeah, man, it's been very successful to a point that, they've been letting me know that my show is the #1 weekend show in the world.
And let me just tell you,
mm-hmm.
I'm one of the biggest LL Cool J fans in the world.
Who is it? You know what I mean?
Like, I know I mean, the albums that people don't know, I know. You know what I mean?
Right.
I love LL Cool J. And what I really love about him so much too is that, I mean, you think about his grandmother raising him and everything, like he's always been the same person. No matter how big no matter how big he's been, he's always the same guy, man. And just the longevity, everything that he's brought to the culture, man. So for him to reach out to you and say, hey, I want you to be part of my establishment to help me grow this thing.
High honor. And he also reminds me of myself. Just humble. Everything you just said about LL just reminds me of myself. So, I knew that was going to hit off. And the fact that before my brother left, the way he just passed the torch, real talk, that was just unbelievable. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was like he knew this was going to happen, but, that was a passing of the torch. So, I love you, Prince Marky D, till this day, for putting me in that position. And man, ever since, we doing Rock the Bell Festival. We got the cruise coming up. We got Rock the Bell Resort in Cancun.
Tell me about the cruise. Hold on. We can't cruise past the cruise.
I like that. I see what you did there. Yeah, man, Rock the Bell Cruise, Miami to Bahamas, November 13th to the 17th. Featuring myself, DJ Epps, Lil Jon, Rick Ross, Trina, Trick Daddy, Ghostface Killer, Big Daddy Kane, Just Blaze, Bahamadia, Bun B, DJ Scratch, Nina 9, EPMD.
What?
Who else? Oh, man, the list goes on. Mr. C. Kid Capri's going to do the pool party on the deck. It's going to be crazy, man. So, last year in November, when we announced it, that we was going to have Rock the Bell Cruise in November 2023, November 13th to the 17th, man, the minute we announced it, 4 days later, all the cabins were sold out.
Wow.
All the cabins were sold out. So now, he's just working to make other things happen. After the cruise, we're going to get ready to go to Cancun in April for my birthday, and we're going to have some more fun there.
That's awesome. Man. That's fantastic. Now, for the audience that's watching, for the new DJ that's trying to, create some kind of identity, to establish some kind of momentum, what are some encouraging words that you can tell to that aspiring brother that's looking up to you and that's feeling that energy that I'm feeling? I'm not even trying to be a DJ.
I mean, at the end of the day, one of the things is just stay humble, man. Like, don't act like you know it all, man. You're a student to the game. I'm always going to be a student to the game. Right, be humble. Help people. When you help people, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. I think I'm living proof of that. You know what I mean? And keep it consistent. Whatever you're doing, keep it consistent. I have to thank Instagram. I have to thank a lot of tools that I use that shows the world that I'm consistent.
Right.
If I'm not here in Miami, I just got back from Kansas City. I'm somewhere here. I'm going there, or I'm going overseas. You know what I mean? So just keep it consistent. Show everybody that you're doing something. I don't care if it's eating a bowl of cereal, but or to just jump on the turntables. Big shout to my man Young Wallen. We got a new record called Good Energy out there that's just blowing up everywhere. You know what I mean?
Everybody needs some right now.
Everybody needs some right now, and if you already had some, this is your anthem. So
fantastic.
Please request it and go get it. Good Energy by my man Young Wallen, and and believe it or not, man, I still have dreams. You know what I mean? Once upon a time, I said I wanna, like one of the missions that I wanted to do every year is have a residency in Vegas. So it's like it's like how do you get to have a residency in Vegas? I see some of my boys get it and everything, but I don't know if I don't know what it is, but I know if I prayed for being on Sirius XM so many times, just keep on praying. And I once upon a time will be in Vegas soon and holding it down there.
I have a funny feeling your prayers are going to be answered, sir.
I hope so, man. I had got a call from Akinelli. You know Akinelli?
I have listened to his music.
Oh, so no, but Akinelli owns the King of Diamonds in Atlanta, and we're about to open up one in Vegas now. Wow. In 2024. So, something like that, we're going to start working on. But I don't want to just stop there. I want to make sure I'm moving around Vegas doing other parties,
Well, I think that's cool too, because, I'm working on something that DJ Kane, shout out to DJ Kane, our boy.
Kane, what up, boy? Yeah. I like going to Denver and shutting down the clubs over there with Kane. It's fun over there. DJ
Kane is cool, man. He's just a good dude.
Yeah. I had to slow down ever since they won the championship. I wasn't trying to. But we're going to come back over there.
We're going to come back, man. And being Kane and now you, because we've been talking about it.
Right.
We're going to figure out how we can collaborate. And I definitely want you to be a part of anything that I'm doing in Vegas.
Especially that. I would love
that.
This
is the first step. And I think this is so well overdue. It's so beautiful to see you, man. And having you on the show means a whole lot.
Thank you, Sly, for having me. I appreciate that. Once I heard your name, I'm like, that's my dog, man. Like, yo, man.
It's been a long time.
I can't front. You gain a little weight, though.
Hey, come on now. I've been eating, Epps. Come on.
Hey, you eating good. That's good. You know what I mean?
Little skinny toothpick.
Word. Yes, that's what I remember. That's a Slykat I remember.
With the braids. You remember with the braids?
Exactly. What are you in a fade now or you bald?
I'm bald, man. I'm just like, what, I'm done with.
Word. No, I feel you.
I look forward for us to really sit down and talk a little bit more and collaborate.
Me too.
If someone's interested in booking you, or
DJEpps.com, DJEpps.com.
With you, how do they reach you?
DJEpps.com. Go to the website and send me an email, and my team will just holler at you. And when I say my team, probably my wife, you know what I mean, or me. But DJEpps.com. I'm heavy on my DM and Instagram because a lot of artists like to hit me up because they want their music on rotation on my show that I have on Instagram, Twitch, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, the DJ Epps Friends show, 10 p.m. Eastern time, Monday to Friday, weeknights, on IG Live. So we do that too. So you could hit me up on my DM and Instagram, but DJEpps.com as well. You know what I mean? Those two right there mainly. You could hit me up or the email. Follow me, DJEpps@gmail.com.
All right, you guys heard it, man. And look, DJ Epps, I appreciate you so much. Love you, my brother.
You know what it is, man. And I'm gonna hit you back soon, man, so we can bring you on my show so you could just have a feel and just be part of the legacy.
Let's shake the world, man. God bless you.
God bless you too, Sly. Nice seeing you, my brother.
Nice seeing you too.
Bet that up.
Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
You know what? I'm super excited. And the reason why I'm super excited is, man, that voice of yours,
Thank you so much. To God be the glory.
it is
Thank you.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, Newark, New Jersey native.
Yep. Yep.
Tell me about it.
Born and raised in Newark. Actually lived all over Essex County, to tell you the truth. But Newark is home base. You know, just love it. I love Newark. I understand that Newark gets a bad rap sometimes, but it's a lot of love.
It's a
It's a
lot
lot
of
of love.
it's a lot of love. There's a lot of love beneath the cracks.
That's right. That's right.
And so, was music something that was always in your family?
Yes, very much so. My mother's a singer. My father's a DJ.
Wow.
Um, my uncle is a producer and a singer and a composer. My great grandfather was a professional musician, and my uncle. So yeah, like it was bound. I couldn't get away from it.
Okay.
I woke up to music every morning, and I went to sleep to music every night. So it really is just a part of who we are in my family.
Wow, is that something? And so,
Yeah.
when did you feel like I got a little something here?
Well, I think I always knew, even before my family discovered it. My mother sang, and my mother was an amazing singer. So when you grow up in the shadow of a singer like that, nobody is trying to hear you.
Right.
But I always knew. And what happened, this is really interesting. So my uncle, who was in the band, his name is James Mitchell, and he was in a band, and he was songwriter and everything like that, and he had his little equipment set up. And one day he was just at my house, and he was working on something, and he was trying to come up with a song, and he just handed me the mic and said, "Gail, just sing whatever comes to your mind," because he's trying to
Oh.
get the song written. And I started singing whatever came to my mind, and he was like, "Hold up, let me press record, do that again." And I think I was probably about 11 or 12 back then. And I sang again, and he just kind of made the rounds throughout the family playing the recording, like, "Listen to that. Who is that?" And they're like, "I don't know." "That's Gail." So that gave me confidence because, he kind of, validated my
Validated
voice.
you.
I was off. You couldn't tell me nothing then. Man, I was trying to sing everything. I was in the choir and the school choir, and you couldn't tell me nothing. I was on go.
Oh, you were on go. And so, as you're on go and you're going, when did it come to realization? You know what? I'm ready to really take this to the professional level.
Well, again, I'm from Newark, and in our area, was so much talent. So it was not uncommon to just come outside and you know, join a cipher. Or, hip hop is all about hip hop. So um, naturally, I was a rapper.
Right, right,
So I'm
right, right,
rapping, I'm writing. Creativity is creativity.
right.
So so it was really just about like the rapping, and we were already going in the studio, and doing a little singing here and there, until eventually it just became all about the singing. So um just it never was a question about whether you wanted to be a professional singer. It was just, it never crossed my mind to that I couldn't,
Right,
that
right.
it was just normal for all of us, me and all my friends. Like, that was the goal.
Right.
you
It was just
know.
automatic. Yeah.
And we got to see each other. I got to see a lot of my peers go off and become international superstars. I am from Newark, New Jersey, so it was um it was just that was the goal for a lot of us.
Right. It was magical. Magical,
Hmm.
magical. And so
Hmm.
jazz, rock and roll, blues, hip hop, dance, all this stuff. It's just going through your body. It's
Yeah,
traveling through your bones.
pretty much.
All of a sudden, we birthed an album. We birthed
Yes,
an album. The album is Bloody Waters.
the album is Bloody Waters, and
Tell me
it
about that.
was, man, well, you know we all wanted to, I wanted to be a singer and to do all of those things, but and that was always the goal. But what happens is life.
Yeah.
What happens is motherhood.
Right.
What happens is all of those things. Um, so it kind of took a back seat.
Yeah.
And one day you wake up and you're like, okay, I can't leave this earth with people talking about me at my funeral, talking about she
Boom.
could have did this and she would have did that, and have y'all ever heard her? I didn't. That was like my worst fear. So
That-
I said, you know what? I don't
That's
know what the
that's right there.
yeah. I said I don't know. I don't know what the industry has to say, and I don't know what other people have to say. But all I know is I have to make an album before I leave this earth. I'm gonna do it. I don't care if I don't have any help. I don't care if I don't have any money. I don't care if nobody is interested in what I have to say. I have to do this for me.
Right.
And God just allowed me to meet Stanley Ipkiss, who produced the whole album and my second album, by the way. And we just went in there with no expectations about what other people had to say or fitting into anybody's box. It was personal and it was for me. And my executive produced it and did it. And it just came out to be Bloody Waters. And to my surprise, people loved it. To my surprise, it, made so much noise and was groundbreaking, and you know, just a wonderful thing. So that's what it is.
That is definitely what it is. Bloody Waters. And not only that, winner of 2020 Heritage Hip Hop Album of the Year.
Yes, yeah. So again, we weren't expect. We when we was in the studio and we were making the album and everything, we was like, "Yo, this is gonna get a Grammy. This is amazing." But it really was received well, and definitely, got the Heritage Hip Hop Album of the Year award, which was just amazing to me. So many great artists who were being nominated at the time. So many artists that I really respect, and to be received like that was so emotional.
Yeah.
Just so emotional, because not only was just getting the album done just amazing, but also I really just poured myself. I was so vulnerable on the album, and it was so many times when I was making that album that I questioned whether I wanted to share these parts of myself. If I wanted people to see these weak parts and these broken pieces. And when I got finished with the album and I saw how well it was received, I knew that I had to make that album, because, and I had to share myself in that way, because so many people said that it was their story. So
Right.
many people shared with me that, you know, that I was speaking for them. So then I knew I had to make the album, and it was God ordained that I make the album.
And you know what? That is so true. Um, because I feel the soul in your music. And I personally feel that as an artist, when you show your vulnerability, when you put your soul out there, that's being a true artist. That's the definition of it. Now, I got a question for you. How do you feel the landscape is right now, currently in the music world? Are you a fan of it? Is there something that you feel that is missing?
Um, I am a fan of it. I love what people are doing. I, I I really feel like I was concerned for a little while.
I was
I was concerned, but I definitely see the tide changing. And
right,
I see that we are coming into a season where people do want to see musicianship and creativity and stuff again. So yeah, I was a little concerned. I was a little concerned for a few years, but I'm slowly getting to see those wonderful artists emerging and stepping out and being creative and just amazing talent. And that's why I love the internet because if you're gonna base your feeling about music based on what the radio is playing,
right,
you may lose heart. You know what I mean? Even though there is some good music out there, but you know if the radio will have you thinking that's all there is out there.
right,
When
right.
we know that there's so many artists out there and we can find them on the internet. You know, we can fall in love with music, you know, just searching on the internet for those artists who are speaking to our soul. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful and I'm happy to be a part of what's happening right now in music.
That was well put. Well put. Now let's talk about Let My People Go.
Mm. Well, let my people go. I went so deep on Bloody Waters, and I
The
had
new album,
he
guys. This is the
yes.
sophomore. Let My People Go.
Yes, the sophomore album, new album that's out right now. And I put so much into Bloody Waters that, I I felt like, with Let My People Go, I was ready to just explore music. I was ready to explore sounds. I was ready to do some different things and show some different sides of me.
Yeah.
So, that's why Bloody Waters is so eclectic. You have jazz sounds, you have hip hop sounds. I wanted to have fun with this album. I didn't want to everybody was kind of expecting kind of a Bloody Waters part two. You were not going to get a Bloody Waters part two. There is no part two, man. It ended in victory. It's
That's
staying
it.
right there, victory. And Let My People Go is it's an album about celebration of music, celebration of creativity. And it's an amazing album, and we're so happy about the reception of that album as well.
Wow. Now, how does the audience get the album?
Oh, it's on everything. It's on all of the major outlets. If they want a hard copy of the album, they can reach out to me, my website, which is Gail Campbell Music, or um, any of my social medias, which is Gail Campbell on Facebook and Gail Campbell Music on Instagram. If they want a hard copy and need something autographed, I come from that era where
Right.
a lot of people still don't have CDs, but it's nice to hold something in your hand and to read it, and look at the pictures and see the writers, and
Right.
you don't get that feeling with the internet. But it is available on all of the major music outlets, both albums.
That's fantastic. Now, are you planning on staying independent? Are you looking for a possibility?
Eh, eh. All right. Well, there are some talks. There are some talks. I'm enjoying independence. You know, there are some talks happening right now, and God's will be done.
Like God's will
That's
be
all I'm
done.
gonna say about that. That's
That's
all I'm
it.
gonna say.
Now, and we're gonna make sure that we play some of the music for the audience.
Okay, that's wonderful.
And how do
Yes.
they contact with you directly? Is it the same as getting the album?
No, if they want to contact me directly, the best way would be via social media. The best way would be via Instagram or Facebook to reach out to me. I'm always always check my DMs. I always check my inbox. I'm always looking to see who's interacting with me. Um, Gail Campbell, the artist page and my personal page is it's fine. That's the best way. Also, if you can also email me at gailcampbell01@gmail.com. But social media is probably the best way.
Social media is probably the best way. That's how we got her on the show, guys. And
And
turn to Janice Joplin, Aretha Franklin, Ella Fitzgerald. The list goes on and on. This is a legendary voice. And Gail Campbell, I want to thank you so much for being on the show.
thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
God bless you. And you continue forward with your success. And we got to bring you out to Vegas soon.
I would love to come to Vegas. I just realized that Wu-Tang Clan is having a residency out
I
there.
saw it. I saw it.
So I might be out there sooner than later.
Right.
So when I get out to Vegas, I'll definitely hit you up.
All
But
right.
yeah, invite me to come to Vegas. I'll get on a plane and come and perform for Vegas.
I'm
You
trying
just
to
let
tell
me
you.
know. Mhm.
Yeah, we got to bring it. We got to bring it. All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's roll, and you have a wonderful night.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much, Slykat.
All right.
What up, Emma? How are you doing?
How you feeling?
We good. We good over here. Hot as hell out here in Vegas, but we working it.
I am trying to tell you, it is so hot. But it feels good to have my brother on. Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show. I got Diaz Mackey here. This is a comment. I mean, this guy here, I mean, I think the first time I saw you perform, Jack Fleming was telling me so much about you. And I got a chance to see you. I don't know exactly where the hell it was at. But when I saw you, I was dying laughing. I'm like, man, this dude here is
Jack had
material.
so many venues over the years. It's hard to even picture where it could have been at.
I know, man. I know. And then remember, me and Jack started doing the Hard Rock, and then eventually you came over there and blessed us with your talent over there.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun doing the Hard Rock show. Very memorable.
Yeah, that was a really good time, man. So let's get right to it, man. Detroit, born in Detroit, grew up in White Cloud, Grand Rapids. How was that like, man?
It was different for sure. Definitely two polar opposites of one another. Detroit, the city, but White Cloud is kind of like well, when I was growing up there, it only had one blinking light for most part. So it was like a little small little city. Shit, most probably call it a damn town.
Wow.
But and then Grand Rapids is the second biggest city in Michigan. So I mean, it just made me diverse, but it's not. It's conservative, which is with the polite way of saying white. So it was different. So I grew up hood-billy. You know what I mean? And not even that really. Because even when I was in Detroit, I wasn't in the hood.
Right.
But I say hood-billy because I grew up country and city at the same time.
I love that. We need to make a couple of t-shirts. Hood Billy. I love it.
Yeah, definitely give you a different outlook on life. But yeah.
You know what's so crazy about that is because my life, you know, even though I grew up in a really bad neighborhoods and all that good stuff in Miami, I still went to private school. So I still have the Jewish kids that I was seeing every day, and then hopping off the bus and then going back to the project. So I got such a good, mix of different ethnicities and stuff like that. And I think that really helps.
Shit, when I was in Detroit, I mean, we always stayed in, nice houses in the city. My dad was one of them. But when I lived in White Cloud, shit, I lived in the trailer park. I grew up in a trailer park for a long time. The only nigga in the trailer park for a long time until another family moved in.
Wow, that's gotta be something else, man. So you going through your thing. I mean, your childhood was decent. It wasn't super bad and rough and all that kind of stuff.
Oh no, not at all. Childhood was blessed.
It was really cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, we was never home. We was latchkey kids because mom, she was a single mom. She left my dad. You know what I mean? So she was always working. So you didn't have nobody babysitting you or watching you. Back then it was like shit. Don't let nobody come to my house. You know what I mean? So we would be gone. We rode bicycles and we'd be all over the place.
Oh man. So you had that freedom. Did you ever have a passion early that you were like, I want to get into comedy? I mean, how did that all start for you? Because I know that eventually going down the line, you start getting into acting. So was that the first passion?
Yeah, to be honest, like I was always a class clown, always goofed off, but I wanted to act first. But at the same time, like I always wanted to be that funny dude.
Right.
But yeah, even when I moved out and I left Michigan to get into acting. I didn't even know how you got into comedy. I stumbled into comedy, to be quite honest, looking for an acting gig. But it was something that I always wanted to do as well. Like I wanted to do comedy since I was a kid. I just never knew how.
Right.
But I knew if I got to Hollywood, I could act. You know what I mean? So my goals and sights was always get to LA. Even from the time I was a kid.
Wow.
I remember watching Punky Brewster and telling my mom I wanted I wanted to go to Hollywood and be one of them kid actors. I had a thing for Sherry. Remember the best friend, little black chick?
I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, I wanted to go be her little TV boyfriend.
Oh my goodness. And so you decide to go, so what, you hop on a bus, you hop on a plane, you go to Cali? I mean, do you have family over there, or how did that work out?
I left Michigan, I was 23, 24. Left Michigan, it was a spur of the moment decision, like a legit spur of the moment decision. Some life activities that happened. I was like, I don't want to stay here no more. And literally just, like I said, spur of the moment decision was like, let's go to LA.
Wow.
I was talking about my homeboys who had lived out there previously. We went out there and stayed with his aunt for like maybe a week at most. And he was like, I started getting work instantly. I got 2 commercials.
Wow.
And he got one, but he wanted to go back to Michigan. And I was like, yeah, so we had been out there for like a month total. And he wanted to go back to Michigan. And I was like, drop me off in Vegas, and I figured out. Like I knew I had an aunt that lived out here who I hadn't seen since I was like 5.
Wow.
4. But I was just like, drop me off in Vegas, and I figured out, and I would make my way back to LA.
Wow, isn't that something, man? So you're doing your acting thing now. Now, what was the first break into the comedy? Like, I mean, how did that happen?
I had been living in Vegas for 2 years, not doing any more acting. I was working a customer service job. And one day I was just sitting there and I was at my desk. I was a customer service trainer for DirecTV. And I was just frustrated because I was like, man, I left 2,000 miles away from home with my kids.
Wow.
To be doing a job that I could be doing there, like that wasn't what I left for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I grabbed a Las Vegas Weekly. It was looking for casting calls in the back and stumbled across this open mic. And I called the number of the open mic, and the dude that answered the phone was this comic named Matt Markman, who's now out in Austin, Texas, doing this thing. Just came out with a comic book too on comedy, so check that out, Matt Markman. But yeah, when I called him, he said that was booked, and he gave me like a month out.
Wow.
At that open mic, because it wasn't any other comedy shows really going on like that, like it is now, the explosion. And he was like, "You're booked," and gave me that date. And it was a month out, and because he said the words "you're booked," I felt like I had to go, like I was committed. Like if I didn't show up, I'd be blackballed or would never have
Right.
it. So I went and showed up, and I had a good set the first time. And the second show, third show I did, I was on TV. And then the fifth show I did, I was on TV. And then 6 months or 3 months later, I was on TV again. And it just kind of snowballed from there.
Wow. And you just took off running, boy, did you?
Yeah. I went to had some big bombs in between there and there. But yeah, I just bombed last night. Or yesterday afternoon. Yesterday afternoon, I did a brunch comedy show. Everybody else was like, "You did good." I was like, "That's not that room said."
And that's part of it. I mean, like, tell the audience, because I mean, you know, I think people don't really understand how difficult it is to get up there by yourself. This is not, you know, and I've said this before, you know, this is not you got a backing track or a band behind you. It's just you up there.
Oh yeah, comedy is the hardest thing there is, and entertainment or any occupation. I feel it's the only thing that you're constantly being critiqued for. From the moment that you step out there, you're being judged how you look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How you sound, what you're saying. You can have them 1 minute and completely lose them the next. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird balance, and for most comics, you don't have a fallback. Now you do have your brand of comedians that are more entertaining, that have a guitar that they can lean on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sing them out of it, or very entertaining where they can sing or do something true leading. But for a man that just has his jokes, when you sit there, you be like, "Fuck." And yeah, yesterday afternoon, I did a comedy brunch show with Benny Pitts. Dope show. Environment dope. But goddamn, I'm like, fuck, it ain't nothing but drunk ladies in here. You know, they're up to mimosas, like, they're nothing but drunk black women. You know what I mean? Like, it was like 3 white girls there, 4 white girls.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Yeah, me. Okay, came to see me. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, like, what am I going to talk about? Because I'm not one of them type of comics that flirt with chicks from stage or doing a bunch of crowd work, which is cool, the crowd work, and it is a muscle. But it was like, fuck. You know, like yesterday was definitely a show I should have pulled out the crowd work muscle. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to force material or my little comedy thoughts down their throat, you know what I mean? Like I should have broke character and did some crowd work.
Right.
Which I know how to do, but I be stubborn. Like sometimes I go up there like, yeah, man. Because I feel like sometimes I have to like dumb myself down in certain audiences. And I don't be wanting to do that. And so I be feeling like irritated, like I'm not finna dumb myself down. Like all I kept saying in my head was, I'm not about to talk about roaches. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to do this shit. Shit that I know is gonna get laughed and pop. But I'm like, I'm not about to do that shit.
I'm not doing it. I'm keeping my integrity.
Yeah. And God bless them, being like them people on the Titanic and that ocean or whatever have you, and sinking with the ship. Just look.
Who were some of your inspirations, man? Because when I listen to your style, I mean, this is just me personally. I don't know why I felt a little bit of Pryor, Richard.
It's so funny to me when people say that, and it's a huge compliment and honor. Just to be mentioned in the same sentence.
Yeah, man. That's what I told Jack when I first saw you. I was like, man, I don't know, man. He's got something. I don't know. You just leave a real lasting impression.
Yeah, very humbling and trips me out when I hear people say that. A lot of times when I hear white people say it, I just figure they're saying it because I'm black. Because I hear Chris Rock a lot of times too, and I'll be like, huh? Like, that's Chappelle. I would think the Richard Pryor one comes more out of a sense of being real and vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I talk about my fuck ups and shit like that, or the crazy shit that I get into. I've become much more vulnerable on stage. And Pryor be talking about drug use. You know, that's Pryor.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
Right.
so that probably ties in. And then I think the philosopher part of it is what draws the Chappelle comparisons. And then I think the Chris Rock is probably the high-pitched voice, or the fact that I'm talking about politics sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's the thing. Like, you know, I remember a time, and I don't know if you remember this, but it was me, you, and Jack. You were in the back seat. You were actually listening to a mixtape of mine that I had just recorded. And I was talking some really deep stuff because I'm a lyrical guy, but I can tell that you got a very high intellect. And I think that, guys like Chris Rock, he tends to, let you see that he's a smart dude. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, his comedy can touch on that. He has a lot of writers, though.
I never knew that.
Yeah, Burr. Not Burr, but Louis C.K. Louis C.K. Wanda Sykes. I know they're writers.
Wow, that's crazy.
Or have written for them. There's a lot of comics that have writers, though.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I like to take pride in the fact that I come up with my own stuff, but
yeah, I
can definitely understand that at some point in time, you probably get to a point to where you're too busy.
Yeah.
To come up with that, or there are a lot of good thoughts out there. Because I mean, I hear jokes all the time. It's like, fuck, I wish I came up with that. You know what I mean? So someone's willing to give you that good joke. You know what I mean? After a while. Yeah. Because I mean, and I take pride in writing my own stuff, but I haven't written all of my jokes. There have been jokes that have been given to me. A joke that I told on my special. Joe Biden, we just buying time for Harris. Jack Slammy gave me that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. And I was like, that is so good.
And that's crazy. And I think what I really admire about you is that you're always working. So from the residency in the Rio you did in 2006, now you got your podcast moving forward.
Yeah, that residency, that was in 2010. I started doing comedy in 2006, so I had the residency at 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
It's crazy that I'm moving backwards, but moving forward at the same time. Like I'm a better comic, but professionally have moved backwards.
Oh.
It's like, how do you have a residency at 4 years in? And now, 17 years in, it's like you can work hard to get booked in the fucking club.
Right.
King of the bar shows.
Tell me about your podcast, After Party with Diaz. How's that?
The After Party with Diaz, Mackey, and Friends. It's a podcast that I record right after the comedy show that I co-produce and host out in Henderson. The VIP section. I co-produced that with Mikey VIP. And then, but yeah, after everybody's all liquored up and little litty, go in the green room and I record a podcast while everybody's vulnerable. I'm proud to be a little loose.
They're all for that.
That's the after party with Diaz Mackey and friends. I'd be lit too. So you're gonna get the shit out of me that I normally wouldn't say. And then I don't edit it. I don't listen to it. I don't edit it at all before I put it out. I just put it out as is. If I listen to it, I'd never put out an episode. And it's audio only. That way, you know, people can listen to it while they driving or, you know, you clean the house or, you know, doing whatever. And listen to comments on the show. Talk about how they got into it and crazy road stories. And it normally breaks off into other conversations and wild talk. But yeah, it's always a good time.
That's awesome, my brother.
Uncomfortable called Candid Conversations.
Tell me about Uncomfortably Funny.
Uncomfortably Funny. Jeez. Tape that.
Prime?
That's on Amazon Prime. It came out in October. Actually, yeah, it came out October, November. End of October, beginning of November.
I saw the I was like, man, I was so happy for you.
Yeah, this came out this past October, November, and it was taped a year before that. So yeah, I recorded that like 2 years ago now, and it's been out 6 months, almost 8 months. Coming from, and from what I hear, it's doing quite well. So I'm waiting to see the check.
Right? Come on.
Look,
how good it is. Give me my damn check.
Right. And then I have a separate comedy album.
Yes.
On Apple Music. It's called A Night in Durango, Colorado. And I filmed both of them, or recorded both of them in one take. So I'm proud of that. I kind of wish I did 2 takes for the comedy special, because some shit that I seen, I was like if I'd have told that joke differently or the way I normally tell it. Because recording the Uncomfortably Funny, the day that I recorded, totally did not want to do comedy.
Oh, wow.
Everything that was going wrong was going wrong. And I was in the worst mood. And yeah. So, yeah. And then we were having audio issues. It was just so much stuff that was going on with the actual recording of the performance. It was just, Well, it came out brilliantly. They edited that very well, the way they chopped it up. I mean, they let some jokes flow, but then like they kind of made it like a comedy biography. Like it tells a little bit of my story.
Right.
As well, the whole being falsely Me Too and all that bullshit and all that stuff. Things that happen for me and not to me.
Right.
You get to learn how to say that.
Right.
But yeah. I like it. It came out good. I'm proud of it. It's out there. You know what I mean? Not too many people can say that that's been doing comedy, let alone anybody from where I'm from, where I grew up. So
that is definitely
putting
true.
us on the map. A little kid coming from the town with one blinking light. You know what I mean? Currently has. You can put his name on Amazon and his shit pops up. You know what I mean? Not somebody else's. And then Apple Music. I'm really proud of the Apple Music album. That's one live taking. The crowd was amazing. I was in Durango, Colorado. That's why it's called A Night in Durango, Colorado. I was there for one night, and hit a live one. The crowd was right. I did the recording and listened to it. I was like, I need to upload this.
Wow, that's cool.
We made an album out of it, and got some more plans with it. We gonna make some. Got a collector's edition coming out.
All right, man.
Yeah. So yeah, got some big plans in the works, and then working on a couple other projects, man. We already got the pilot written for Misadventures of Diaz Mackey, which I'm looking forward to start filming, but still writing. And then I'm in the works of doing some research to write this movie.
Okay.
It's gonna be a gangster film. So
Now we talking.
Yeah.
Now we talking, man. Hey, look, man, I appreciate you so much, bro. And we got to collaborate in the future. I've always said that. And I can kind of say that this is a collaboration right now in itself. But we definitely are going to collaborate in the future. And man, I'm really proud of you. I'm gonna actually
this next shirt. This is the shirts they make those commercials about. And you're like, this color shirt.
Oh, this is it.
I could have changed the shirt before I did this, but I was like, fuck it.
Okay. How do they reach you? If someone wants to book you or anything like that, how do they reach you, Diaz?
Best chance to hit me is Instagram or Facebook, to be quite honest. Because if I sent you to my email, they give you my email too. Everything is Diaz Mackey. Real name, no gimmicks. Diaz Mackey, that's DIAZ MACKIE. That's on Instagram, that's on Facebook, Snapchat, everything but TikTok, because I'm a grown-ass man. You know what I mean? But my email is diazmackey@gmail.com.
All right.
I came across somebody who had a Yahoo account the other day, and I was like, how old are you?
Oh my God. That's funny. Oh, brother, it's an absolute pleasure, man. Thanks for being on the Mental Margarita Show. Much love to you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie baby, it's on and this is my way. Dean Martin at the Sands this Friday. With Sammy Davis, here's a little hint where I stay. The city shines like Liberace's mansion. And you know Elvis had the whole city dancing. Showgirl silhouette steady prancing. Shout out to June, just the Copa Girls anthem. Legal gambling, yeah, that would tempt me. It's Sin City, holy water couldn't cleanse me. And Wayne Newton had the crowd in a frenzy. Live at the Stardust, the seats never empty.